brother.
I don't expect you to answer this question because you don't answer anything, obviously.
I'm going to do my best.
But what's his journey? I mean, if you can answer, great. I'm not asking for spoilers, but as a character, what is sort of the evolution, the journey in this second season?
Well, I mean, in season 1, I never had the chance to really, at least on screen, deal with the aftermath of the loss. And so in season 2 now that, the stakes ramp up in terms of this, what are these 7 signals, but it's not quite as it's not war. So there's time and space given to kind of really reckon with everything that happened to all of us. So that's for many people who've suffered a big loss, it's what's next, how do I move forward from this? And I'm grateful that the writers have given me the chance to have that material to work with. Yeah. And Tilly's become a major ally in that.
Right.
In specific.
I think it's safe. I'm safe if I say that we actually get to meet Culber in a real way. We got to see him through the lens of this relationship last season, but I think this season we really get to know him on a personal level and flesh him out, so to speak.
Interesting
right,
use of turn
right,
of phrase.
Right. And also we get to really develop this relationship as well.
Were the things that you wanted to establish in this relationship that you've revealed and are going to reveal, things in terms of how you guys interact, how you know each other, how you feel, what moments where you have conflict?
He talked about last season about how we met, and it's also a comic that actually talks about that. So there is a backstory there that's already been talked about.
But there's always, to me, one of the things I loved is that there was a real palpable sense that we're very different, but really allow each other to be who we are.
Right.
And I think that's really an adult relationship. And this, things as they unfold, I think we're continuing to peel back who we are.
There's a real sense of respect, right? These are two people who clearly are in love with each other, but found love for each other through a mutual admiration for their individual greatness.
I know you can't give any spoilers really, but can you speak to a lot of the fans were very disappointed by what happened to Dr. Culber, and for those who felt upset and a little betrayed and maybe we're bearing our gaze, can you say maybe if they'll be happy or sad? Here's what is the truth, and I can promise you that he really did have to go through that in order for us to tell the story that we're about to tell you. And it's not we don't dismiss it. We don't act as if it didn't happen. Yeah. We extrapolate it in a very real way. We extend the story, and there are consequences, right? And there's a price to pay. But it's a really exciting way of learning about this character, and I think everyone. I mean, honestly, after doing it, I feel like we could not have given them a more satisfying answer to the question.
Did you want at any point to play Mirror Culber?
Yeah.
If I did, would I tell you? Do you want me to come back for season 3?
Did you want to?
Oh, did I want to? I thought you said did I come back? I did.
Yeah.
And I almost
There was
did.
a possibility, yeah.
I almost did, because they actually they had a mock-up of what I would be wearing. I was excited about it. I think there was maybe an idea that I would die as the Mirror, how they were dressing up. So I don't know. There was a way, but they changed their mind.
So LGBT fans of the show shouldn't be disheartened, probably not a word. They shouldn't be a bit put out that this season won't see more representation on that side of things.
No, there will be there's representation.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
This man is desperate to ask you a question.
Oh, sorry.
Question for you, if possible. During season 1, Lieutenant Stannis was under the influence of spores for a great deal of it. We didn't really get to see much of his true personality. How is that going to change in season 2?
Well, I think through the course of answering this question of what's next, I think he continues to discover for himself who he is and what he is, what he's made of, beyond simply all the sciencey stuff and everything. Although that is part of it too. I think he's deeply a scientist, and of course will always be able to express himself in that way. But I think there's much more to it also.
We've been hearing that there's going to be a little bit more fun this season as well. Any chance we'll ever get to see you guys sing? This is your background?
There's a chance that there's some singing this episode, a little bit of singing.
Like full on rhymes.
No.
You're not going to have one of those episodes like they did on Next Generation where
Not
they
yet.
had like a whole...
Not yet.
It
But
could happen. There were many
we're
seasons
lobbying.
to fill.
We're lobbying.
We're not opposed.
You're lobbying. Oh.
We are
Go
not
to the
opposed.
singing universe.
Will you write the material as well?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure. Why not? I mean, I'd be happy to work on it.
We'll put in a plug for you.
Sure, thank you.
Did you guys get to work with Tigutaro?
Yeah. I had a lot of stuff with her. She's awesome. She's a wonderfully grounded human being, and doing this show is something that she never imagined for herself, and she would be the first to tell you. She's like, "What am I doing? I'm wearing like what?" And so she's like just sort of delighted to be there, but without any sense of sort of panic or overwhelm about it. She's just like, "Okay, sure, I'll be part of this." So it's really a pleasure to be around her.
Has this become commonplace yet for you guys, or is the Star Trek phenomenon still mind-blowing at all to you? Or is it like, no, we're just part of it now?
I literally turned. We were working on what's today? Saturday. On Thursday, there were a bunch of us in a scene, and I turned to all of them. I was like, "We're on Star Trek." Like this, and it sometimes it just hits me at least once a day when I'm at work.
We hadn't seen the trailer until just now when
Yeah.
everybody saw it, and so it's like so exciting to see that.
It's
stuff.
surreal.
It's crazy. And at the same time, it's also wonderfully like we all feel so grounded inside of it, so we can. I think you have to, because if you don't feel grounded inside of it, then how can you play it? How can you do it? How can you bring it to life? So like, yeah, we're walking down the corridors, and it's the corridors of our starship, and that feels like totally normal also. And it's also really amazingly cool. So it's both.
Are you cognizant of like the impact you make on young adults, LGBTQ people? Like you represent not just like clothing, fashion, or style being gained in space, but like your brains and intelligence.
I mean, that's what's moving. The most moving thing to me is the fact that there is a young person who identifies as LGBT and is a person of color and can turn on the TV and see someone who they can relate to. Because it's really important. You know, I remember growing up and not seeing anybody who reflected my life back to me. And the fact that I can be that for someone makes it doesn't feel like I'm doing something frivolous with my life. I can talk to my parents and be like, you know what, I helped affect someone's life. It's really moving.